So my ninth grade year, I attended a high school in Higher Manhattan, and because it was really close to the water when Superstorm Sandy hit, it was affected. So I wasn't allowed to go to school in 2 weeks. It was closed. My friends that lived close to the school, their power went out, and they was experiencing things that I wasn't used to, nor had I ever heard before. So I felt compassion for them, and I didn't think that any human being should ever have to face issues such as that as they went through. So I knew that Global Kids had a human rights activist project. Like, why not try it?
So obviously I knew that global warming was a big issue and climate change, and so I decided to stop in for a session. And then when we were given like a synopsis of what climate change does and their indirect influences on the people and how they affect us, I was taken back by how much one small act can do. And so I have a close tie to poverty, and so I linked climate change to how it affects poverty and the people around the world. And so I became intrigued in climate change issues.
Because of my work with Global Kids in reference to climate change, not to mention the fact that it would be my first time traveling abroad, I was excited to be given the opportunity to go to COP21.
Before going to Paris to COP21, we met Sustainaware partners in Italy to prepare for the big event on climate change. So Sustainaware is a global partner type of organization in which youth organizations around the world come together and they talk about sustainability and how climate change impacts generations now and the generations to come. And so in Italy, we met for 5 days, and we talked about what we do in our respective countries and how we're working on sustainability issues. And we prepared for COP21 by just engaging in different activities like the COP simulation that Rihanna and I facilitated.
I think it was important for the youth voice to be represented at COP21 because at the end of the day, we are the ones that are facing the issues of climate change. At the UNICEF event, Digna and I gave a brief summary, I guess, of what the work that we've been doing here in New York. So after we presented and shared our work, people were surprised that someone as young as Digna and I had the gall to sit here and be at COP21 and not be intimidated by everyone that was around us.
And then as a youth observer, I was able to inform myself on what others are doing and then come back here and bring that information back to our youth, and that this isn't just a New York City thing, that everyone else cares about it too.
After Italy and Paris and being around the amazing people that Digna and I was around, now that we're back, I think that we believe that we can now come together and work on climate education together.
So the Human Rights Activist Project is a campaign to mandate climate education in schools K through 12 in New York State public schools.
We believe that in order to start with change, we need to inform others. Many of us before Global Kids, we didn't know anything of climate change. We know that to get somewhere, it starts with knowledge. So the more knowledge that people have, the more power it is. So right now, we're almost at the finish line. So we do a lot of lobbying, emailing council members, calling them directly. We also go to their offices and hold meetings with them and talk to public advocates.
I think it's all about persistence. We need to keep contacting our government officials, being annoying, and I think we just need to inform our peers more. I think a lot of things we do we do it as a local community, but we think about the international community. I think we should work together to tackle things like this.